The Memorandum of Conference to correct a deficiency by a fiduciary. Hi, I'm Darren Findling of the Probate Pro, and we're going to examine a particular scale form, this form PC 601, that is when a fiduciary has failed to perform a responsibility within the administration and the court has issued a deficiency notice for them to correct the mistake that has occurred. As I mentioned, this is a state court administrative form. PC 601 is reflected by the yellow arrow on the bottom left corner. It is guided or created or given rise to by a particular court rule. That's MCR 5.203. That particular court rule provides that, except in instances of a personal representative who fails to comply with a particular requirement, there is this process that the court can go through for a deficiency when a representative, guardian, conservator, personal representative has failed to perform a particular duty. First, the court must notify the fiduciary and the attorney for the fiduciary, if there is one, and if there's any sureties, that means like a bond has been issued and there's a guarantee of the performance of the role through a surety. All of them are entitled to notice of the deficiency, the failure to perform a responsibility. For example, it could be a deficiency in failing to file the annual account. It could be, for example, a deficiency in filing an annual report. So these are examples of deficiencies that can occur. If they have failed to do so, the court can issue a deficiency with an opportunity to correct the mistake within a 28-day period, or in the alternative, to appear in front of the court or an officer designated by the court within the 28-day period for a conference. And it is this conference that this memorandum is created. And the idea is, with the conference being held, the court has to prepare a written memoranda or memorandum setting forth the date of the conference, the persons that were present, any steps that are being required to be taken. So it's kind of like an agreement or a promise after the conference has been scheduled with the fiduciary. So in this particular case, in the top left corner is the county probate court, top right corner is the case number. As you'll see, as throughout the document, it says in the matter of, this could be a deceased estate, guardianship, conservatorship, trust filing, the date of the conference, the name of the fiduciary, that means guardian, conservator, trustee, personal rep, type of fiduciary, name of the attorney, name of a surety, as I mentioned, if there's a bonding company involved, who was present at the conference, the nature of the deficiency that existed, for example, failing to file an annual account, and then how many days will the fiduciary correct the deficiency. So there's some lines there for the court officer or the judge to identify exactly what's going to be done to correct the deficiency. As we move further down the document, there's a notice to fiduciary. It says failure to perform the duties listed in item 5 within this memorandum may result in your suspension, and a special fiduciary may be appointed. And that means you're removed, your responsibilities as fiduciary are now terminated or suspended, and or a new person called a special fiduciary may be appointed in your place. It can also result in contempt of court proceedings being brought against you. And then under 6, it identifies the name of the deputy registrar or the clerk or judge or officer of the court who conducted the memorandum. So this form becomes part of the court file, and it's really important to correct the deficiency. So we really urge people to be working with a skilled, competent probate lawyer through the probate process or any of the proceedings to ensure that not only are you not getting deficiency notices, but you're actually proactively performing your role so that it doesn't cause any additional waste or injury or additional expense or exposure to the fiduciary in the performance of their role. At the Probate Pro, we are passionate about everything probate. If you have a question about the Memorandum of Conference or deficiencies or any probate or trust related matter, visit us at theprobatepro.com or call us at 1-833-PROBATE.